Hey everybody, welcome to Half the National Average. I'm Michelle and I'm coming to you with habit hack number 62. It's May 22nd, so I'm right on track. Now today's right on track has a little bit to do about, just like I said yesterday, I told you my brother Chili, he said, he had texted me about Daniel Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow. He was reading chapter 28 and he was like, hey, take a look at chapter 28 because it has to do a lot with what you're talking about right now. And so I revisited chapter 28, and of course it takes me a second, so I have to think about things, but it's all about loss aversion. And loss aversion is a term, it's a bias, and it's cognitive psychology or in behavioral finance, in it's not decision theory. I was going to say prospect theory, but decision theory. It's the idea that we hate, and it's not even an idea, it's a proven fact. We have two different values to losses and gains, even if it's the exact same amount. So $5, we have an aversion to losing $5 more than we have a pleasure or excitement of gaining $5. So we are more upset if we lose $5 than if we win $5. And that's over and over and over. So today's habit hack is all about, I named it, how to use a loss as a gain. So how do you use the bias of loss aversion that every human being has? It's a big survival mechanism in us. We identify losses very quickly. It has to do with being the portion of the amygdala getting triggered anytime there is some kind of fear state or loss that is impending doom. Okay, so this is what I have. One of the things that I wanted to remind you is parents understand loss aversion. I mean, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, who really, like in 1979, they were studying this around behavioral economics, behavioral studies, and parents forever have been using this on their kids. The kid's not doing something, they're supposed to go, or they need to put down a toy, and the parent was like, little Timmy, put down the toy. Little Timmy, come on, we're gonna go. Little Timmy, little Timmy. And then they'll say, well, you know what? You're not gonna have any ice cream tonight. And all of a sudden, little Timmy's jumping up, doing whatever you ask them to do. Or, you've seen it in the grocery store, in the mall, in a parking lot, where the kids dragging their feet. And the mom's like, well, you better hurry up or I'm just gonna leave you here. That is all loss aversion. Kids can be extremely little and understand that they are uncomfortable. They are more comfortable with the idea of their parent not being happy with them than they are with the loss of something, like getting ice cream, or the loss of their parent leaving them there in the parking lot. So this is not something new. And as adults, we do it all the time. We stay in bad relationships, whether that's a work relationship, whether that's a partner relationship, whether that's a cell phone contract, that would be me. And we stay. The guy at Verizon, he's like, why do you have this terrible contract? I'm like, because it's unlimited, whatever it was. And he's like, this is just dumb. You're in a really old plan. And I had loss aversion. I had to identify, like, I was literally afraid of losing something that I had because I was like grandfathered into something, but I was paying more than anybody else and not using any of the unlimited that, I was paying for. So we do it all the time. So what is habit hack? I'm getting a call, so I don't know if this is going to affect my video, but habit hack number 62 is the reminder that if you include loss aversion to your habit, now I'm not talking about shaming yourself. That's a whole different thing. Parents learn that really quickly too, and that is a short-term gain because shame ends up going against you in the long run. So you're gonna have to work if you're a shamer, and that's how you've picked up that bad habit from your parent or parents. then you're going to have to get rid of that, because that's not going to help a long-term habit. But what will help is creating loss. And loss, it doesn't matter if it's real or fake. Think about, so some of the researchers in chapter 28 of Thinking Fast and Slow, they studied professional golfers. I was thinking more of how many times have we watched a football game, it's like 4th and goal, seconds to go, and the team is down, and then they win the game. It's because the fear of loss, because why couldn't they get all those goals all the way in the whole time during the game? It's because the fear of losing the game in those moments has a higher value than the idea of winning all along. It's kind of weird, I know, but this is a fact, Jack. This is science. This isn't just me making stuff up. Science. Okay, so how can you stick to your habit? One of the things you can do is, and I've said it was one of the habit hacks, is announce. So every single day I give something away. Today I'm giving away something pretty cool if you're a guitar player. But I give something away, and the only thing I ask is that you tag 1 or 2 or 3 friends. And I don't care if they're people, whether they're following me or not. They could be following me. You just need to tag them, because that is part of fear aversion. We are more fearful once we've told somebody what we're going to do in not doing it than if we just quietly make a goal and then we fail ourselves. Because at that point, the value is just us improving ourselves. And that value is not as much as avoiding the fear of embarrassing ourselves because we didn't do something that we said we're going to do. Now, if there is no fear in disappointing your friends or family, then that's not going to work for you. People that have no shame in being late, they're always late, because the only thing that keeps people on time, it's not the fact of being there on time. People always say, oh, I just like enjoying myself. And it's the shame of being late and looking dumb, you know? I mean, ultimately, like when you dig down into that trench fast, long and hard enough. So you can create an artificial fearful thing too. What do you think Weight Watchers does? They do a weigh-in. Now, they say it could be private, but somebody's writing that weight down, and you have to show up to your meetings every single week, and then you write your weight down. That is fear aversion. You're thinking, I've heard people tell me, like, I am more afraid to have to weigh in and actually gain weight from the week before, and that's kind of what keeps them on their diet. So what else do I have? Yeah, I think that's it. So another thing, so like one of the things Melissa, my sister Cindy and Melissa do, they've been sending pictures of their quarantine core to each other. That is an absolute great tactic of using fear as a win, the fear of loss as a win, as a gain. My brother posting his weaves, that is absolutely a motivator. It's going to be a motivator for him to get better and better and better at that, because if he was just quietly doing it by himself, that motivation isn't as much, because this is just how we are. It's all around survival. We need those milliseconds for any kind of fearful thing so that we can get away. And so that's why our brains identify with fear much more than with gains. And then what I said, wrote another one down. I forgot. Somebody else was doing something else. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, whatever it is, you can also post your score. For some of those people that are scoring, like me, I score myself every month on the percentage that I did all of my habit hacks. And then I let you guys know what my score is. And that, trust me, that's a huge motivator. Every single month I try to beat that score, because I want to tell you the excitement of me getting the gain of being better at my habit is not as great as me telling you that I got a better score than last year, or last month. So all of these things have to do with fear aversion. Oh, and I have 30 more seconds. So just remember, if you invite the limbic system and the amygdala to the party, go check out habit hack number 7, and you'll see why you want to do that, because Mr. Rogers isn't running things, trust me. All right, what am I giving away in 15 seconds? This is an iRig. It hooks up to your cell phone, and you download an app and you can play your electric guitar on it. So this is yours if you do what I said on this project. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.